hello, all my machine heads, and welcome back to North Dakota, the 16X map for Episode 2. Dun, dun, dun. Fury's been busy, as you can see up in the right-hand corner. It is now 11:30 in the morning. I've been working about 2.5 hours off-screen. I've put down some sheds. Check out these things. These are absolutely awesome. Make a nice sound too when you open the door. I put 2 of those up. Put a garage up next to our motorhome because technically it still has wheels. Let's get there. I upgraded our tractor to the Fendt Vario, the same one we have on No Man's Land. It's 517 horsepower because the John Deere at 438 was just not enough. These wagons get pretty heavy. And the other thing is, if you notice, this wagon actually holds more than the semi. I've been monkeying around for, like I said, 2.5 hours trying to figure out what's going on here. Let me put my controller down and drive with the steering wheel. So how's everybody doing tonight? I'm great. I'm awesome. I'm fantastic. Dun, dun, dun. So I want to give you guys a tour of my silo setup here. You can see I've been pretty busy. Let's get in here. And we'll do some walking around here. Look, I even put lights. I put hedges and trees. I'm wearing high heels on this pavement. Doesn't it sound like it? Just sounds like I'm wearing dress shoes. I put our limestone maker. We're going to dump all our rocks right in here. And on this side, I went ahead and did the trees, the same ones that are on this map. Well, he's got some different ones, but I can't wait to see what the lights look like. And then back here, unfortunately, this is as far as we can build. Right here. That's the level. I can't even put a fence back here. But this thing has been modified by me. This thing holds 16 million liters. So I figured with it a 16X map, we're going to go 16 million liters. This thing is huge. It holds everything. So if we decide that we want to do loose straw, hay, and all that stuff, we can. Because this will hold all the straw and hay that we could ever want. I figured if we got to 16 million liters, we could start selling it at that point. Which I may do. I might just go ahead and do that instead of baling. It might be a lot easier, especially on a huge map. I went ahead and upgraded to the Case IH 9250 with a 13.7 meter header. The only reason I got this one is because it unfolds and you can drag it. But as you can see, between building that and this is all I got harvested in 2 hours and 30 minutes. And we still got a long ways to go. So let's get in here. See, I still got all of that yet. All I've done is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. And the row around the outside in 2.5 hours. It's absolutely insane. You guys will see. I did one pass coming up. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, remember how this was skipping here? It was that harvester. That's a mod. Because look at the in-game. Look how nice and smooth that is. You'll see periodically on my rows where you stop and there's a big gap. That's because the harvester gets full. And this thing holds like 14,000 liters. But one pass from down all the way at the end to here was 52%. So it's absolutely insane. So let's get started here with this. Let me turn my GPS on. And that way I can talk. All right, so let's get started on the trivia. I asked you guys yesterday what was the first year that a four-wheel drive tractor came out, and you're going to absolutely be shocked that it was this early. I actually thought we've had a lot of guesses, so I'm going to give shout-outs to everyone. Creighton Gaming, Triple D Honey, Holden, Russell. All of you guys guessed, and you were all right, but you were all wrong. Dun, dun, dun. The very first year that the four-wheel drive tractor came out, ready for it? Drum roll, please, was 1915. Allison Chambers, whatever they call it, made the very first four-wheel drive tractor in 1915. I mean, over 100 years ago. And when I asked the question, I thought for sure we were going to have it later. I thought it was going to be like the 70s or the 80s, but it was really long time ago. And remember, from 1884 till 1911, they used primarily steam-powered engines. And in 1911 is when the very first tractor came out for agricultural use. As far as the modern, what we would know as modern. I mean, they had tractors before that. It was steam-powered. But I'm talking about like modern harvesters and tractors was 1911. So 4 short years later, in 1915, is when they came out with the four-wheel drive. So, awesome. All right, so, ready for today's trivia? We're going to get today's trivia out of the way. And then, it's nice because I can just set the GPS and then talk away. That's why I didn't do a time-lapse. I figured, well, I'll just play for a couple hours, kill some time today, come back on, do my 30-minute video, and Bob's your uncle. Today's trivia question is brought to you by Agricultural of America. And, ready for it? How many stomachs does a cow have? How many stomachs does a cow have? Now, there's some wives' tales out there, but then there's the truth. Ready? And go. Do 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 do. And your final answer. And go. Very cool. I downloaded some new screens for my sim dashboard. Very, very cool. Let me open my pipe with my sim dashboard. We're going to head over and grab our John Deere wannabe, the Fent. Now, if I figured this correctly, this should hold 2 loads before we have to dump it. I've already dumped 39,000 liters into that thing already. We're not even halfway yet. Also, I wanted to point out something on the screen. You see up in the left-hand corner above the tractor, there's a green number. That is my FPS. We had one of our subscribers today asked if I had a lot of FPS problems on this map. Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that it fluctuates. It's not locked at 60. But, how much of that is due to the fact that this is a 16x map, and all they have on it is these crappy trees. So if you see, look, it's 60. But when I face this way towards the crop, it drops. It goes up and down, up and down. Does it affect gameplay? No. I've watched the video back 4, 5, 6 times myself. The video played back great. I also wanted to point out, as I pointed out to the person, I'm recording at 1440, but I uploaded 1080. See? When I spin towards the crop, it drops. Or those trees. See? But if I'm in the middle, it'll come back. It goes right to 60. So it doesn't fluctuate enough to where I get stutters or tears. The other thing I wanted to point out was... There. Now you see 27%. That's good. All of my settings are absolutely jacked up. I play on Ultra. So, turn on. Get this set. Away we go. All right. I want to make sure it's keeping track. Oh, yeah. All right, so I got 2 screens now. I got one for a fertilizer, one for a seeder, one for a baler, one for a trailer, one for a harvester, and one for my main screen to attach all my stuff and tell me my speed, my water temp, speed, water temp, money, date, time, and real time, weather, and everything, every button you can know to man. This sim dashboard is absolutely fantastic, and I would recommend it to anybody and all. Go download it. Go Google or MS Search or whichever way your search engine, and search sim dashboard and go to community designs. And not only can you download someone else's design, but you can also create your own. Brought to you by Sim Dashboard. Dun dun dun. The only thing I don't like about my new headphones is the cord on it is really, really short. So I've got to get an extension because I'm finding myself talking away from the computer. Like I can't get my mouth close enough to the microphone. It's more like this. All right. So because what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to be turning the HUD off. So I've got everything set up, and as you can see, I'm using my steering wheel because it's a lot smoother. I told you guys we're getting this set up for absolute realism. See, I can switch screens. You just swipe left or right. And I got 5 different screens. I just swipe to the one. If I'm bailing, I swipe one, and it'll show me let me go to it real quick. Shows me the picture of a baler. It shows me the bale size, how much is in the baler, all that stuff percentage-wise, and then it tells I can unload it. It shows that I'm using the Case IH Axle-Flow 9250. The header is the Garat header case. I'm 2160 RPMs. Going at a steady heading of 1.2 degrees north, and engine's okay. My cruise control is set at 10 kilometers an hour, and I'm at 14,000 RPMs. 21. Wait. Oh, my speed. Okay, my speed is 6 miles an hour, 2160 RPMs, and it's 11:43 in the morning. And I am 43% full. All right, so that just goes to show you, and if I switch to the sprayer, if I switch to the seeder, if I switch to the wagon, it'll tell me how much is in every one of them. It also has what gear I'm in. Gear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 17. But getting back to the game a little bit. So I tried to download, or I tried to buy the semi and the wagon, or the semi-trailer, but they don't hold as much as that. That actually holds 14 or 13.5 tons. The biggest semi, even the double Bs, only hold 10.4. So much better the straw looks with an in-game harvester. So yeah, that's why I explained a few things, and wanted to make sure. As you can see, we started today at 11:30. We've done 1 pass and 2 passes. It's almost been a half hour. And this is, like I showed you guys yesterday, one of the smallest fields on the map. And it's taking us a half hour for 2 passes. So what I decided to do, as you guys can see, I was going to do some time lapses, but I don't want to infringe on other, like Creighton Gaming does strictly time lapses. I want you guys to watch him for the time lapses. He's an amazing guy. I want you to watch him for that. I want you to watch me for coming on and talking farming and doing realistic farming and all that stuff. Letting Creighton know a little bit that we will be getting, I will get my Discord all set up, and we're going to get ready for a multiplayer. Now, when I go multiplayer on this map, I'm not going to do both. I'm not going to do this and multiplayer. It won't happen. I'll do just the multiplayer and record videos from that, because that's just too much on one map. I also have to find some time to record a No Man's Land video, as well as a truck sim video. It's been forever since I've done a truck sim video. So I got to get that going. Fury pulled out his head tracking today. It's been packed away in a box. Because like I told you guys, when I got my new computer, now you see that, now that pass, I'll get back to that story in a minute. This pass is almost full. See, 87% with one pass. This must be more of a fertilized section, because this is crazy. Almost 14,000 liters with just one pass. Absolutely insane. And like I said, this is, you can see how far this field goes. It looks like there's nothing, but there's trees everywhere. There. All right, so let's get this bad boy turned around here. Set it up. Turn on my cruise control. You guys, also, when you get a chance, take a look at Grizzly Bear Sims' new video. He just dropped one yesterday. He talks about how he's been working with modders and some of the new... Oh, no, I don't want to ruin my crop. Oh, that's some of my kids. Pipe out. Switch over. Now, in a realistic world, I wouldn't be able to tab, but as you can see, I'm not running all the way. You can't even see my harvester. I'm not going to run all the way down here. Now, once we start making money, probably off this field here, off the straw, I'm going to, I think, hire a worker, and then I'm going to follow behind him and empty it. Just so we can get going a little bit faster. But I don't know. I don't like to hire workers. But yeah, okay. So I was saying, this is load number 2. Take a look at Grizzly Bear Sims' brand new video. Amazing storyteller, amazing guy. He's got realistic immersion videos, and he's got Let's Plays. He's got mod reviews. He's got everything under the sun. It's like I told him in a comment today, I only dream of getting videos like his. I mean, if you go way back when he was doing like 17 videos, his immersions are just absolutely amazing. So, all right, so 2 loads, and we're at 55%, so we might get close to 4 loads in this thing. Now this I'll run to. Pipe in. GPS on. Turn the tool on, and away we go. As Kaneki from Greece would say. But I'll tell you, GPS on this map is absolutely your friend. But yeah, so Grizzly's video talks about his immersions and what he likes to do and what he's got planned. So go check him out. Give him a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up. Give him a shout out, because I really hope that he takes my invitation and plays on this map. I really hope that Creighton Gaming, we can hook up, because this 16x map is going to absolutely take probably 20 people to complete it. I mean, we're just on one field already, and I started at, I actually started at 8, but by the time you guys came up, it was 9. So we're 3 hours in, and we still don't even have one field done. And I'm going 6 miles an hour. If I was going 3, we'd only have half of this done. But I think I'm going to need a team of 3 or 4 or 5 people that's going to... what I'd really like to do, this is my goal. I've got about 10 minutes left. The other nice thing about playing real time is when you look up in the right-hand corner, you guys can follow along, and you can see how much longer we have left, which is kind of cool, you know. But what I'd really like to do is, instead of everybody having their own farm and taking off. I'd like everybody to be a member of one farm, and we all work together. Like one guy driving the, like obviously we're going to need multiple harvesters. Obviously, right now, Fury can only afford one, because as you can see, yesterday we were on 700,000, and I've spent 200,000 just on a silo and 2 sheds. So it doesn't take long. But what I'd really like to do is get everybody on one farm. We all act like we're together, making as much money as we can on one farm, and doing it together, like one guy harvesting and 2 or 3 guys just running grain, and or 2 guys harvest. I don't want to get, though, here's my goals. I don't want to get 25 people. I watched a multiplayer with Daggerwin the other day. He was on Fs19, and hi Fury, hi. You and your pretty red gloves. They look pretty nice in your baseball cap. Where do you buy those red gloves? Target? No. You get them from Tractor Supply, don't you? Yes. Sorry. But I don't want 20 people running around and banging into each other. I want 3 or 4 of the solid people that I can trust to come on and play realistic. That would play it the right way. For me, anyways. It's like Grizzly said in his video. Now see, this pass I only got 60%. Last one I was at almost 100. It's crazy. I just, like he said, you go on other people's and you help them and you play the way they play, and you try to help them out as best you can, but everybody plays differently. And what I'd like to do is have, 3 or 4, 5, maybe even 5 guys that are all like-minded, all realistic, all wanting to do the same thing, the same goal. And if we end up all owning our own farm, obviously at 16x map, it's absolutely big enough for, you could have 16 people on this map and still, you could still go crazy with it. Sorry, the sound cut out for a minute. That's because I hit the wrong button. Sorry, I could keep talking, but my left alt key is my key to set up my GPS. It's what I hit. One button go. But I'd like to get, 5 guys on here that are like-minded guys, do the same thing, play the same way, and even if you had your own farms, we could contract it out where Farmer Klein did this awesome thing where he set it up on his Let's Play multiplayer, where when someone came, like if I'm doing this field, if someone came over and I said, can you help me pick up the straw, I would pay them for picking up the straw. And they had a nice little grid, or what do you call it, like a cheat sheet, spreadsheet, or whatever you call it, for how much they would pay. This is how much we're going to pay for straw. This is how much we're going to pay for hay. If you mow, this is how much you're going to pay. So for example, if Grizzly Bear came on this map with Creighton, and I had them both on here, even if they had their own farm, we could pay them to come and help us do the harvesting. Because this field right here is huge, but as I showed you guys, look at some of, like, 81. That's about 5 times, if not bigger than this one. So I don't need that up. I'm gonna give me a sec. There you go. So that's what I want. And if we can get it, we can get it. If everybody owns their own farm, then we'll set it up where we contract to each other to help each other. I don't want everybody to be in their own little world and playing their own little games. I want everybody to have, and I want to do it for, not only, I almost missed that again. I got to stop. I got to shut my cruise control off before. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and I got about 5 minutes left. Pipe out. Now, how far are we away? Forever. But I think that would be neat. I think it would be cool to play as a team and try to tackle the whole map I also upped my days, just so you guys know, because I'm going to be on this map forever. I really like it. A little disclaimer though. It's for those of you who have a little lower NPC. It's a very small file. It's only like 94 megabytes. So it's not very big. And this version that I'm using is now version 3. I updated it last night after I talked to you. It was only version 1, and in one day it's on version 3. So it's version 1.0.0. So it's version 3. And they just keep getting better and better and better with it. Look at this now. 3 full harvester loads on this wagon alone. This is what I'm talking about. The semis, I was grabbing like 1. All right, so we got to go this way. This way. Pipe in. And now we can back up without hitting the wagon. Get set up here. Yeah, you'll see how it's got. Well, that one's not so bad, but there's places where it was a giant pause. Spaces. It's because the harvester. It's crazy. Oh, like I was going to say. Oh, that's what I see how it jumps like down to 38 FPS. If you've got a lower NPC, my suggestion, it will play. Absolutely will play. So don't fret. But if you're trying to play on ultra graphics or super high graphics for this map, I would absolutely, if you've got a lower NPC, I'd lower that down to maybe medium or even low, so you can get it'll do what it's doing for me. And it's funny because I never really paid attention to my FPS because I just assumed my computer would play everything, but it is quite fluctuating, and sometimes it goes all the way down to 38, but it never goes below 30. That one I just had a 36. But it doesn't go below 30. So I'm still, and you got to remember too, I'm recording, and I'm recording at a high level. So, and it's still, when I was just playing earlier without recording, it never dropped below 60 for me. But it's dropping when I spin the camera because it's trying to pick up particles and all the straw lines and all the stuff, and see 60, 60, 60, but watch when I spin it. Right there, see when it picks up the crop, it doesn't like it. But I don't care if you have a high NPC or low NPC. Everybody that plays like me, everybody that acts like me is going to be welcome. All right, so we're going to shut that off. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to jump up on my hood, my giant tractor. All right, everybody, so we made it to an end of another episode, episode 2, but we're still on the same day, unfortunately, but we are 3 hours past where we were yesterday. And so, as you can see, I'm going to keep moving along, and when you guys come on, I may be doing the same project, but you'll see that I have moved, and that's the key, because it won't hurt me to just pick up the controller and play, or the steering wheel, and play off camera. But as usual, look out for each other, look out for yourselves, and most importantly, look out for each other's family. Be sure to like and subscribe and share, and hit the little notification ding ding bell on the bottom of the screen. And as usual, be sure to enjoy the night, the day, the weekend, whenever you're watching this. And as usual, Fury Machine will catch everyone on the flip side. Have a great evening, everyone.